feel like if you focus on those areas inside of your business, then that will make things a lot easier. You got to stay innovative. You got to stay on your toes, especially with all of this AI coming out. And when I say business owners, some people who are members of the FRA community may not be business owners. They may work full time for an organization. And the reason why we open the doors for them is because we want to be able to bridge the gap between business owners and those who work corporate jobs, because those corporate jobs or corporate companies need business owners sometimes to fulfill contracts and duties and things like that. So we want to be able to bridge that gap, and that's what we've been able to do. So like last year for our FRA event, we were able to get NC Works to come. We got someone from NC State. We got someone from NC Growth, and they all were working in the procurement department. And so if we build relationships even with corporate companies and they join the Future Rich Aunties membership, that's beneficial. And the reason why I wanted to explain and break that down for you is because some people say, oh, well, I thought I had to own a business to join the FRA community. That's not always the case. We want any and everyone who exudes professional development and professionalism to be a part of this community. And so our vision is a future where every woman has the confidence to lead, the resources to grow, and the support to reach financial independence. I initially started off as a business owner who owns a credit repair company. And so with me owning a credit repair company, a lot of what I saw were women coming to me who may have been married for a really long time and they didn't have the financial independence that they should have had because their husband somehow convinced them that they didn't have to work and then up and left them. And so for me, it's really important for women to understand financial independence and understand that they can get access to resources themselves, which is going to lead me to another talking point that we have inside of our newsletter that I will be showing you all, where we are converting a portion of our community over to a nonprofit that's actually going to serve youth ages 14 to 21. So even though it's not going to serve the current FRA community, it's going to serve 14 to 21. And we want to be able to create like a big sister program to mentor those girls. So that's something that we're working on in the background. And our commitment is to equip women with essential tools for growth, guidance that meets them where they are, networks that open doors and create opportunities, create an environment that champions innovation and technology, elevates operational excellence, and values shared success and collaboration over competition. So it's like if you're an FRA member and you don't have a website, then you're kind of tripping. So you got to let us know about those things because we have a ton of resources inside the community that can help you get that done, along with different AI tools and things like that. So our core beliefs is empowerment through knowledge. So knowledge unlocks potential and opportunity, and then education, visual exposure, and skill building help women take charge of their paths, pursue passions with confidence, and reach meaningful goals. So some of the things that we do, we're really intentional about everything that we do. And so if you've ever been asked to lead a class or do a master class or a workshop or anything like that, one, you always want to have an offer at the end of your workshop. Another thing is you always want to go back and review any information that we have put out because it's going to be really helpful. So some of the things, like we had a class where we focused on public relations. And with that public relations class, we listed out everywhere that you can list your event so that way you can get the maximum exposure for your event. And so those are some of the things that we try to do. If we have contacts in certain places, we try to make sure that you have access to those contacts as well. And so it's not about keeping information. We want to make sure that you have access to what you need. And so when it comes down to community collaboration, we have collective growth is stronger than solo success. So we be thriving off each other. When it comes down to the financial independence portion, we want to make sure that we focus on economic freedom and foundational liberation. So we equip women with financial literacy, entrepreneurial skills, access to investment opportunities. This fuels long-term self-sufficiency and wealth building. And so when we are in our premium tier, which again is like our highest tier, that's where we kind of focus on some of the biggest things. We haven't gotten to investment opportunities just yet, but that's something that we're exploring. Diversity and inclusion. So every background, experience, and identity matters. We nurture a space where women feel valued and respected, free to be authentic, empowered to bring their full selves forward. One of the things that I'm not going to say hate because hate is a strong word, but one of the things that I want to combat with our community too is sometimes people feel like they're not worthy and they're always apologizing. That's one of the things, like, I'm like, girl, you don't have to say sorry. Like, don't apologize. But some people have been put into environments where they have to feel small. And those environments make them feel small to the point where they feel like they have to apologize for everything that they do that they feel is wrong, that it's not, it's like, or it's rolling off someone else's shoulder. But to them, they're like, oh, I gotta apologize, I gotta say sorry. I don't want people to feel like that. We want to be able to empower our members, build them up. If they need help, we want to be able to help them. Okay. Um, so when it comes down to our FRA community membership benefits, one of the things that we have, and we've always had it at the beginning, but again, we want to be able to vocalize and let you all know what's available, is you have access to earn. Everything that we have on our website, each member can earn up to or earn 15% of every sale by sharing those links and sharing those resources. Also, if you refer members, you get paid out for that. We actually already paid out 2 members recently, which was I know Victoria Whitney, she received a payout, and then we also have, I think, was Betty Hagan, but I can't remember exactly. But pretty much we are able to create an affiliate program within the community so that way we can have that going. Now, I was going to send out the links during the call, but I have a list that I'm going to make sure everybody's actually in the campaign first. And so you should be getting a link no later than the end of the day to make sure that you have access to that. So when it comes down to networking opportunities, we do have different events that we have planned. I know we have everything planned all the way up until probably like May of 2026. So we'll be putting those things out. I know that members are asking to know about events and opportunities in advance, so that way you all can plan for them because everybody's super busy. When it comes down to exclusive resources, we curate a list of contracts, grants, and business opportunities along with priority listings in the business directory to boost your visibility. So if you are inside of the visionary and the innovator tier, then you will be listed on the business directory. If you're currently not there, and I'm going to go through where you can find that link at, then you'll just let us know so we can get that rocking and rolling. So when it comes down to support and assistance, you can receive assistance with certifications, licensing, and content creation, as well as insider tips and techniques to navigate contracting faster. So one of the things is you will see on our website, inside of our shop, we do sell templates for contracts. And when it comes down to the templates, that just means you can buy it and tailor it to your business and then make sure that it fits your business and then just use it over and over again. And it's going to have a section where it breaks down like your budget and your costs. And one of the biggest things when it comes to budget and cost is just making sure that you know your numbers. So for our exclusive events, you're going to enjoy access to signature events, brunches, workshops, providing opportunities for personal, professional growth, as well as first access to vendor opportunities. So again, we ask that if there's anything that you can contribute of value, if you want to host an event, you want to have a brunch, you want to do a masterclass, anything you want to do, this is the platform to do it. It's almost like you don't have to do it by yourself. We can do it together. And that's pretty much what I wanted to let you all know. And so when it comes down to community engagement, we engage with a vibrant community of like-minded individuals through private social media groups. So we do have our private Facebook chat that we talk in, and I'm going to show y'all how to mute that if y'all don't want to keep on getting those notifications. And then the Future Rich Aunties forum is pretty much our private paid community. So anybody that's on the Future Rich Aunties forum, and the Facebook group chat are actually paid members. The Facebook group that we have is for anybody. And so what I challenge you all to do for the Facebook group to continue growing it is invite at least 20 people that you know that may benefit from the community. That's going to help us continue to keep growing it. I think right now we are at like 1,600 or 1,700 members. But also, when it comes down to the group, because sometimes you may see me post stuff in there, but any members can post your events in there. You can post as many times as you want because you are a paid member. And that's some of the advantages when it comes down to being an FRA member. So don't forget about that. If you ever have an event or any resource you want to share, any offer, anything you want to say, you want to make sure that you are posting it there. So just to make things clear on memberships, this is the current membership tiers. Now we do have the future, which is where you pay $99 for the year. We were implementing the $3.99 monthly listing fee under that, but that is totally optional. So if you want to be listed on the member directory and you only pay $99 to join the community, then you will just pretty much have that $3.99 monthly listing fee to be listed on there. So we do have the new member mix and mingle. So all of the members, every member is encouraged to attend events because you're going to meet women that you wouldn't have met without the community. You have virtual access to webinars with industry experts, invitations to monthly networking events. So network with the FRA community and access to private Facebook group and chat, and then guidance to create a professional business Facebook page. So if you have paid $99 and you don't have a business Facebook page, definitely let us know and we'll assist you with that and making sure that you're actually showing up. For our visionaries, which is $3.99 a year, you have all the future features plus a monthly contract and grant list. So we'll be sending that out along with you all now have access to a AI assistant inside of the community where if you ask it for any kind of grants or business funding, then you will be able to get access to that as well. So we're working with it to make it as smart as possible. So if it does give you some kind of kickback, don't say this is stupid and it don't work. We still working on it, okay? And then the full marketing, the priority listing and business directory. So again, if you are in the $3.99 tier, that's going to be an automatic for you to be added there. And I'm going to show you where the link is so that way you can get that information to us so that way we can go ahead and update that directory. You also have a tech audit checklist to optimize systems. So I did send that. That's going to be in the private community as well. And then you have access to it for a full marketing and brand audit with actionable feedback. So if we look at your brand and see, hey, these are the things you're missing, we're going to be able to provide that to you. So then that way you will know what areas you can kind of improve in when it comes down to visibility and digital marketing. So for the $7.99 tier, of course, that includes everything in the previous tiers that I just discussed. You have exclusive FRA mastermind sessions with experts and peers. And so that's what I was just telling you about yesterday. We had a meeting and those calls are always a breath of fresh air because we are able to talk from abundance and not use struggle words and just really talk about how our businesses are thriving or where we need help at. And it's a safe space. We also do blog publication opportunities on our FRA platform, which means we don't wait for a seat at the table. We create our own opportunities, right? So that means that we have access to a blog platform where we can publish different stories, and just depending on what it is, we can get it pushed through. I ain't gonna say depending on what it is. If you send it to us as an innovator, we're gonna make sure we publish it. So if you have any events or anything like that that you want us to put out, we can do that. We have exclusive trainings and advanced brand building resources. So like on our call yesterday, we went over how to use AI to make reels and different tools and systems to get things done faster. Over the summer, the FRA partnered with Mid Carolina Workforce Development, where we were able to get access to 13 interns. And shoot, it was 4 of us balancing 13 interns. So it was definitely an experience, but we were able to pump out a lot of work where I know for myself, I focused on getting them to assist me with my marketing material and my branding and things like that. So I was able to get what you call or brand assets together. Brand assets are going to just be items that you need for your business to show up as your full authentic self, and then also for your business to have that brand alignment. So exclusive access to all signature events, spring and fall. So as a $7.99 member, for the most part, I would say we don't charge members to them to come to different events like the meet and greet. They're going to be able to attend that for free. And then also contract and readiness support. Now, this is a additional cost, but this is something that we offer, and really anybody can get access to the hub certification process as far as us actually doing that process for you. So the hub certification is for minority owned businesses, like veteran owned. So if you're a veteran, because this kind of, when I say minority, we think of a certain demographic. And one thing that I learned was there was a guy that was in my class. He was a white guy and he was a veteran. And because he was a white guy, he didn't qualify. But because he was a veteran, he qualified for the hub certification. But the hub certification, basically, they set aside trillions of dollars each year. And they say you all have to allocate this amount of money to those hub certified businesses. When you sign up for that platform, these different government agencies are going to go in there and look for you if you fit what they call the commodity codes under the business, and they're going to personally reach out to you sometimes if they need you to bid and put a bid on the contract. That your information is available to them inside of the EVP portal, which is where you'll be able to find state and local contracts. So, member opportunities. So, speaking engagements. So, we would love for you all to lead sessions and share your expertise with the community. Again, the goal is for you all to get in front of your customer as well as be able to end with an offer. Be able to tell, because I'm gonna tell you, it has been times where we've been on calls with the webinars and the master classes, and the ladies are ready to buy something, and then the person don't really have a link ready, or they're not. So make sure that you come ready with an offer when it comes down to you doing your presentations. We don't want you to devote and give all your time for free. We want you to be able to monetize and make money with us within the group, within our ecosystem. And so again, when it comes down to public relations, we don't wait for a seat at the table. We create the stage and bring our own mic. And I sincerely mean that. Like it's like not waiting on anybody to give us anything. We did just recently join the chamber. And so we'll talk about that too. And when it comes down to volunteering, we do have certain aspects or certain pieces of the FRA where it does call for volunteering. Like we're doing a cleanup with Jaleesa Thomas on it's the 20th. And so I know I myself am going to be there. So just making sure that you see opportunities like that, that you do volunteer, because that does help the community. We can start getting volunteer hours and all that kind of stuff going. And then when it comes down to collaborations, you want to partner with fellow members on projects, events, and initiatives. So again, we are not here by ourselves. We want to make sure that we are actually working together. And so a pathway for every member would be to join a directory and showcase your business. So if you are in a $99 tier and you want to be on the directory, that would be beneficial. And the reason why I say that again, because I have people who sometimes reach out to me and I can just send them over the directory link and they will have access to that. When it comes down to engaging and signing up for the master classes and workshops, we have now kind of made that process a little simpler by putting those links inside the Facebook group chat. So if you see us drop a Zoom link or anything like that, that's where you're going to be able to register for the master classes. And then we also use Eventbrite from time to time as well. But we want you to be able to register so then that we can keep over time. We do awards at the end of the year, like who was the most consistent, who attended everything. And that really helps us keep the data that we need. So that way, when we apply for grants and stuff, then we have that information too. Making sure that you attend any monthly brunches or networking events that we have, which is open to all members. Apply for speaking workshops and opportunities. So I did put the link out where we are looking for workshop presenters for FRA 2026. So if you have something to offer there, definitely go ahead and sign up, and then make sure that you're leveraging FRA resources to grow your business. So when it comes down to the platform that we do have the AI chatbot where we do the grant searches, funding tools, and any business credit guidance. We have courses. So the way we have that set up is we have free master classes. The classes are categorized as classes that members have signed up to teach, and they are put inside of the platform as a replay. So you can always go back and watch those. And again, have an offer at the end of it because those things are evergreen. That means that anytime anybody sign up, no matter if it's the next day after you do the master class or a year after you do the master class, as long as you're a member, they're still going to have access to that information. And so we want to make sure that they can actually find you that way too. Now, the team and I have come up with some courses. So you'll see some courses inside where they are $27. So we may cover government contracting. We may cover business credit and funding. So there are some in there that's uploaded now. And so those are to upskill you in your business and finances. We have the networking hub. So the business directory is part of that. And then the FRA community that I will make sure y'all have access to as well. Exposure opportunities, speaking engagements, volunteer leadership roles, and magazine features. We do have a magazine, and I know we haven't released a copy, I think, since October of last year, so we've been kind of dormant on that, but just trying to really see what the best route would be, because coming up with a magazine every single month and trying to have it printed is a lot of work. And so we're exploring actually adding those magazines to Amazon KDP. So then that way you'll be able to order the magazines from there instead of us having to print them in advance or try to print one by one. So with the Resource Center, you have access to templates, guides, and compliance tools for members. And here, again, it's kind of some of the same thing, business growth and opportunities. We want to help small businesses get access to funding, government contracts, and equip them with different things. And I can tell you, this is kind of a big celebratory moment for me. When I came back to Fayetteville in 2021, my main goal was to reach the people that wouldn't normally have an opportunity because some people will try to create blockers and be gatekeepers and not want you to get access to information. But as long as you're willing and ready to try, then why wouldn't you have access to resources? And so I was able to partner with the FSU Hub and teach a class. It started off as the Capital Catalyst cohort, but people was like, that's too much. So it ended up being the financial fitness cohort. And with that program, I was able to assist those business owners with almost $1 million. I think we might be at 1 million, but almost $1 million in funding, government contracts, and equipment. And so we had people who had construction companies, car dealerships, and different things like that. And they were able to sign up for this class for free through the FSU Hub and take the class. And I was able to just kind of coach them and give them different resources. And that is the number that we have come up with. And I think we had a collective improvement of scores of 800 points. So that was really big. And so what my goal was too was to connect with these different government agencies. So for one, they would know who I am, and then they would know who the future Rich Aunties is. And so that allows us to create and spread opportunities. Like we have one of our members now. I worked at I picked up a job at Miller Mott not too long ago. I'm still like on their roster, but it was just a little bit too slow for me. But little things like that, like Luciana, she's still an instructor over at Miller Mott College. And so that was an opportunity that we were able to pass along amongst each other. And Jaleesa actually were able to go to Miller Mott and teach a class too. And so any opportunity that comes past my desk or past the community, we make sure that other people are aware of it too. And then in training and education, we do an annual event. Last year, or the years before, it has always been in April. But we like, hey, we want to go ahead and make it in Women's History Month. So next year's FRA event is going to take place March 27th through March 28th. Day one is going to be a resource fair, which we're going to have where vendors sign up, and then we want to open it to the public. I do want to find a heavy foot traffic area. The only place I can think of is Skyview, so I am considering that for day one. And then day two, we want to do a fireside chat with some industry experts. And then we also want to have a reflection panel. And so the reflection panel will be members who have success stories that are able to share their stories on how the FRA community was able to benefit them. And then we're going to follow that with some workshops. So like some stagger session workshops. So we are definitely looking for people to lead those. To deliver training in financial literacy, operations, automation, and AI in business. So those are some of the areas that we're looking at. And then just making sure that we are building community and collaborations, and then recognition and empowerment. So we do, like I said, our annual event last year, we did the pitch competition, which was really dope. We had Luciana and we had Katrina Belfield, and then we had Miss Tamara Hall Lewis, who was here on the call. So I wanted to show this as the FRA wins that we've had, because again, it lets me know and lets you all know that we are actually making progress. So sometimes you can be working so much and doing so much that you don't realize the impact that you've made. You don't realize or see the success stories just because you are spinning. And so when I'm able to see these and these moments, it lets me know that what I'm doing is working and to keep going. And so we have our member here, Audrey Haslocker. She actually just relocated to Destin, Florida, so she's not local anymore. But because of the community, the month after we had I would say our event last year, we had Camille Little, who works for PwC, and she used to work for the North Carolina Department of Administration in the Hub office. So she was the one that hit the button on the Hub certification process to get your Hub certification. She led a class and she went over every certification that you should have as a business owner that's going to open you up to federal and state contracts. And Audrey used that information to go and get her business certified with every one of those agencies. when it came down to the pitch competition, literally Luciana joined probably like 2 or 3 days before. Katrina joined the day before the pitch competition. And so all you gotta do is bet on yourself, and it was one of those things where I was like, dang, Luciana, you just joined. But y'all, she came in there and she blew everyone away. So she won the top prize of $1,000. Katrina, she won $500, and then Miss Tamara won the $250.